The crimson sea churned, a storm no sailor dared cross. Asahi fought the helm, lightning splitting the sky.
That shadow beneath the boat, it's breathing. A sea leviathan. I knew sailing here was suicide.
The boat exploded into splinters. Asahi was thrown into the churning water, the leviathan's shadow already swallowing the wreck.
I can't breathe. I am sinking into the abyss. But that light, something colossal is glowing in the dark.
Asahi's wide eyes locked on the colossal carcass, a skyfire sea king. Its heart, impossibly huge, pulsed with a molten glow.
That pulsing light, it's inside my head. I have to swim closer. I have to taste it.
His hand tore a shard of glowing hard flesh. The ocean shuddered as he brought it to his mouth.
What am I doing? It's burning, like swallowing the sun. My body's on fire.
The power erupted. Asahi's veins flared orange, a silent scream escaping as a searing rune branded his chest. Then, darkness swallowed him. His limp form drifted beside the ancient king, the scar on his chest pulsing faintly in the silent abyss. 3 days later, Asahi's eyes cracked open on an unfamiliar shore, sand clinging to his son's scorched skin.
I am alive. How? This place isn't home. And what are those massive shadows around me?
Massive beasts surrounded him. Wyvern shark, saber-tooth orca, stone leviathan, heads bowed, fins and tusks touching the sand as if in oath.
They could crush me in an instant. But they're bowing, like they're waiting for a command.
A tiny sea harpy fluttered in front of his nose, kneeling midair. Its chirping sounded almost like reverence.
I can feel it, a thread pulling from my chest to each of them. I can move them if I try. Rise. Just a thought. The wyvern shark lifted its head. It works. But why me?
He gestured shakily, and the beasts moved in unison, a silent army awaiting his will.
I need to get home. The village might know what's happening, but will they follow me?
Asahi waded into the surf. The beasts parted like a living guard, following his every step into the unknown. The familiar cliffs of his village rose on the horizon, but the beasts at his back turned a homecoming into a terror march.
They're already gathering on the cliff, and they look terrified. I have to make the beasts stay back.
But the more he willed them to stop, the tighter they circled, a living barrier between him and the shore. Screams erupted from the cliff. An elder's voice cracked through the chaos. "Leave, cursed child. You bring ruin."
Ruin? I am not controlling them. They're clinging to me like parasites. But no one will believe that now.
A single command echoed down, "Go," and never return, sealing the cliff that once was his home.
Coral Haven. It's the only trade port that might have answers. I have to go there, alone or not.
He didn't look back. The beasts formed a silent flotilla, carrying him away from the only world he knew.
They won't just vanish. But maybe, in a city, I can find someone who understands this mark.
As the last light of his village winked out, Asahi set his jaw toward the unknown, and the sea itself seemed to bow him forward. The harbor of Coral Haven erupted in shock as Asahi's boat docked. Every tamed sea beast turned and bowed as one.
Now everyone's gawking. They think I did this, but I have no control. The beasts just obey.
A uniformed man pushed through the crowd, a sea eagle perched on his shoulder. Commander Haruto of the Royal Sea Tamer Guild.
You there. That beast trick. I've never seen anything like it. The guild could use a talent like you.
The guild? They might have answers about this mark. But do I want to become their weapon? I am Asahi. I don't know what's happening to me. But if your guild can help, I'll join.
Haruto's hand clamped onto Asahi's shoulder, steering him from the dock toward the grand guild hall. Inside, the hall was a cathedral of tamed beasts, trophies, training rings, and tamers commanding creatures with whips and whistles.
They treat them as tools, not subjects. Is that what I am supposed to become?
As the heavy oak doors boomed shut behind him, Asahi felt the weight of his secret pressing against his ribs. The training arena reeked of salt and sweat. Without warning, a gate scraped open, and a saber-tooth orca charged into the ring.
That beast is terrified, not wild. It's thrashing because it's cornered.
Show us your touch, Asahi. Tame it, or it breaks you.
I don't whip or whistle. I only feel that thread. Stop.
He raised one open palm. The saber-tooth orca skidded to a halt, its massive body quivering before it sat like a trained dog. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Even the sea eagle on Haruto's shoulder cocked its head in disbelief.
That's not training, it's Dominion. I am promoting you to SS class, effective immediately.
Dominion. He sees a weapon, not a curse. But I feel the scar pulling harder with every command.
Jealous murmurs died fast. No one dared meet Asahi's eyes except the orca, which waited with unnerving patience. As they pinned the SS badge on his chest, Asahi stared at his own reflection in the polished copper and didn't recognize the man he saw. That evening, in the guild's lamplit corridor, a shadow peeled from the wall. A young woman with dark blue hair and a pirate's smirk.
SS class overnight. You are either a genius or a living myth. I am Risa. I hunt sea emperors for sport.
She doesn't flinch. She's measuring me, not worshipping or fearing.
There's a kraken breaking ships in the East Current. Come with me. I want to see what that scar really does.
You think I am a weapon to test?
I think you are a riddle, and the only way to solve it is to face the biggest beast in the sea. My ship sails at dawn.
Dawn broke over the harbor, painting the crescent dagger in gold. Asahi found Risa at the helm, already charting the Kraken's waters.
The crews heard rumors about your orca. They're jumpy. Don't let them down, or me.
My scar is burning already. Something massive is pulling at the thread.
As the crescent dagger sliced into the open sea, two hunters stood at opposite ends of the deck, each watching the other more than the horizon. The sea convulsed. 8 colossal tentacles burst from the waves, each thicker than the ship's mast, and a single yellow eye fixed on the deck.
It's aiming for the bow, Asahi. If your scar means anything, now's the time.
It's looking at me, not the ship. That eye, it's waiting. Stop. Don't harm them.
The Kraken's tentacles froze mid-air. Then, with a deep, swirling groan, the beast lowered its massive head until its beak touched the water. A bow. Before anyone could breathe, the tentacles slipped back into the abyss, leaving only a widening ring of foam and a stunned silence.
It asked permission to leave. That wasn't taming. That was worship.
I didn't make it submit. It chose to yield. Why? What am I to them?
Below deck, whispers festered. A cook called it a curse. A lookout swore the boy was no longer human. Risa heard them. She didn't correct them. Instead, she leaned against the mast, her eyes never leaving Asahi's back. In the weeks that followed, every port told the same story. The Beast King walked among men. Sea beasts bowed wherever the crescent dagger docked.
They look at me like I am a storm to be weathered. Only Risa stands close without fear.
One fog-slick night in a harbor tavern, Asahi felt a presence that turned his blood to ice. Across the room, an old man with a harpoon watched from the shadows.
That harpoon, it carries the same scent as the dead king. He knows. He was there.
Asahi lunged through the crowd, but the old pirate dissolved like mist between the tables, leaving only a chill and a single white scale on the floorboards.
A ghost with a harpoon. He disappeared like a sea mirage. That scale, it's from a sea king. This isn't just about taming anymore.
By dawn, a new poster clung to every harbor. The Continental Beast Census, a grand arena where all tamers would gather with their creatures.
If I go there, every beast in the world will bow at once. It'll expose me to everyone, including that ghost.
You are thinking of walking onto a stage where the entire world can point and scream. Good. I was getting bored of the quiet.
Asahi tore the poster clean off the board. The scar flared as if the very ink called to the heart of the sea, the continental beast census, a crucible of tamers and titans. The Colosseum roared with pride and cannon fire. Then Asahi walked onto the sand. A wave of submission rippled outward, from Selkies to sea emperors. Every beast bowed.
The scar pulls 1,000 threads. They aren't obeying me. They're bowing to the memory inside my chest.
So you came, boy. Did you think you were just a prodigy? You are a miracle of a dead god. That scar on your chest. It's the shepherd's brand. The Skyfire Sea King kept the peace. You carry its heart. I killed it 20 years ago. I thought I was freeing the seas from a tyrant. I was wrong. I broke the only thing that kept the calm.
He killed the Sea King. And now I am the replacement. This isn't a gift. It's a sentence.
Every beast on Earth now belongs to you. If you die without a successor, the seas will burn, and the blood of millions will stain your ghost. The crowd fractured into shouts. Beast King. Kill him. Use him. Fear and greed warred in every face.
A successor. I never wanted this, but if I turn away, the seas will burn.
The Sea King's aura was a lullaby. Without a shepherd, beasts grow restless, then violent. You carry that melody now. If you falter, the song stops, the seas turn to blood.
A lullaby? I am a jailer with a key I never chose.
You could rule them forever, or find a way to release them, if such a way exists.
Rule or release. Both paths lead to destruction, if I am wrong.
Risa pulled him from the chamber, through the Colosseum's underbelly, and up to a cliff overlooking the sea.
You keep saying you never wanted this. So decide what you do want, not what the world expects.
What I want? I don't know. But I can't freeze here forever.
She stood beside him, not crowding, just there. The scar's hum softened. He stared into the black sea, the scar's glow the only light. For the first time, the weight felt less like a chain and more like a question. Before dawn, Asahi steered a small boat to a barren atoll, the beasts trailing like lost children.
I have to try. If I order them to go, to be free, maybe the bond will break.
He raised a trembling hand and sent the command, "Leave. Live without me." The wyvern shark quivered, but didn't move. The saber-tooth orca sank onto the sand. They wouldn't turn away.
Why aren't they leaving? I'm not forcing them. Go!
A tiny sea harpy fluttered onto his shoulder, then slid down to cling to his leg, chirping in distress.
It's crying. The bond isn't a leash. It's a need deeper than hunger.
He knelt and gently cupped the harpy, feeling the thread pulse between them, a bond woven from the heart's lullaby.
I can't just abandon them. They need a shepherd, not a master. But I can't be a slave either.
He straightened, the scar dimming with resolve. There had to be another way, one that freed both the beasts and himself. Asahi plunged into the cold abyss, following an ancient current few had ever dared. He sought the oldest mind beneath the waves.
The legends spoke of a stone leviathan older than the Sea King itself. If any being knows how to share the mantle, it will be there.
The trench walls widened, and from the gloom emerged a single glowing blue rune, then another. The Leviathan Elder's massive eye.
Child of the Crimson Heart, I have watched you drift from death to dominion. Why have you sought the silence of the deep?
I can't hold this power forever. But if I let go, the seas will bleed. Is there a way to split the shepherd's burden among many?
The old song can be sung by many voices, if they are strong enough to carry the note. A council of elders chosen from each kind.
A council. Then I can teach them, guide them, until they don't need me. Will you help gather the candidates?
I shall call the Wyrms and the matriarchs, but beware. Some will reject the new way, and the transition will test every thread in your chest.
Asahi kicked upward, leaving the ancient dark. He burst through the surface with salt-streaked skin, and the scar burning like a beacon.
For the first time, the weight feels like a passage, not a prison. A council. I will build it, and then I will walk away.
Guided by the Elder's ancient runes, Asahi and Risa sailed to hidden isles where the matriarch Worm and the proud Orca held court.
The Wyvern matriarch says you are asking her to trade instinct for judgment. She's not convinced beasts can rule themselves.
She fought for her pack alone. Now she must fight for peace. I need to show her the vision.
He knelt and touched the wyvern's snout, the scars hum translating his oath. I will step down. The sea needs you, not me.
The saber-tooth orca is proud, but his pod is suffering. He'll join if it means protecting them.
The Harpy Elder is ancient, but she's whispering to the flock. Give her a reason to believe this isn't just another human trick.
Training began in a sheltered cove. Asahi taught them to feel the scar threads, to make small decisions without his command.
The wyvern is too aggressive. The orca too cautious. They clash. Self-rule isn't natural yet.
Some beasts refused the council outright. A rogue dragon shark circled the training grounds, its doubt poisoning the air.
I could crush the doubters with a thought, but that would undo everything. They must choose the council, not be forced.
Asahi walked the ruined temple, its sea beast carvings cracked by time. The scar pulsed, a warning. A harpoon's shadow stretched across the altar. Kenji emerged from the dark, his eyes hard as old coral. You think a council of beasts can govern themselves? I've seen the chaos a vacant shepherd brings. After I killed the Sea King, I tried to hold the peace alone. 20 years of failure. Beasts warred, ships sank, blood stained every coast.
So you want me to repeat your mistake? Rule until I break, then leave a bigger void behind?
I want you to see the truth. Beasts need a single will, or they tear each other apart. Your council will shatter at the first storm.
He's speaking from scars. Not only wisdom, but his pain is real. I can't dismiss it. The old way died with the Skyfire King. I won't chain them again under a single fear. The future must be shared.
Then you'll burn them. When the council fails, the blood of innocence will stain that scar brighter than any heart. He vanished into the temple's dark, leaving only the echo of his harpoon and a weight colder than the deep. Smoke boiled over the fishing town of White Rock. Sea beasts with wild eyes smashed docks and overturned boats, their howls drowning the screams. The scar detonated with heat. Asahi tore through the sea on a borrowed skiff, Risa clinging to the mast as they cut through the panic.
The rogue dragon shark? I knew its doubt would curdle. I should have acted sooner. Stop! By the shepherd's song, I command you.
One by one, the beasts froze mid-rampage. The dragon shark's snarl died as it lowered its head, trembling in the bloodied surf.
They're calm now, but the docks are charred, nets torn. A child crying by a smashed cart. This is on me. Kenji was right. The void I left was too wide. But this proves they need more than a single king to hold them. I can't leave yet. I must wean them gradually, until the council's song is loud enough to echo without me.
He spent the rest of the day calming the townsfolk and sinking the broken boats, his own heart chained to the dock until the work was done. He returned to the cove at moonrise. The council waited among the shadows, and this time he trained them like a man fighting to undo a curse. For weeks, the cove echoed with commands not given. Asahi stood silent, watching the council practice disputes, patrols, and self-control.
They're weaving the threads on their own. No more bared teeth. Just glances, then movement.
Then the deep shivered. A rogue sea dragon burst into the cove, its scales flashing with feral light, scattering lesser fish in panic.
Move. No. Wait. They have to do this without my hand.
The wyvern matriarch let out a low bellow. The orca circled wide. Cutting off escape, the harpy elder trilled a pattern, and the dragon's fury stuttered.
They're calming it, not crushing it. The song is holding without me.
The sea dragon dipped its head, breathing steady now, then glided back to the open sea without a single scar.
The old song is sung by many voices now. It will echo even when you walk away, child of the heart.
I'll call a gathering. Every beast and human must see this. The world needs to witness the change.
He raised his hand, and a flock of harpies scattered, carrying the summons across the oceans to every beak and fin. The volcanic island smoldered with mist. Beasts and humans crammed the black beach, eyes on Asahi.
They came from every ocean. Now I must prove they don't need a king. From now, you will be guided not by me, but by the Council of Elders. They carry the shepherd's song.
A wail tore through the crowd. Young beasts surged forward, fins trembling, unable to accept, but the wyvern, orca, and harpy stepped as one, their formation silencing the protests.
They're ready. I'll give them the heart's threads, even if it breaks me.
Asahi waded into the surf, meeting the Leviathan elder. He touched the trident tip to each council beast, the scar blazing with each transfer, his knees buckling.
The song is woven. Rest now, child. You have given what no king would dare.
On the shore, the army of beasts bowed, not to Asahi, but to the council. The sea hushed.
It's done. The shepherd lives on in them. And I am finally free.
3 sunrises after the rite. A territorial clash erupted between wyvern sharks and saber-tooth orcas near the shallows. The Council of 3 glided into the fray, not as tyrants, but as mediators, their aura humming without a single lash.
They're sharing hunting routes without bloodshed. The council is actually working.
On the opposite bluff, a lone figure leaned on a harpoon, Kenji. His worn face held no sneer, only a slow, deliberate nod.
He didn't say a word and doesn't need to. The old pirate finally believes.
You look about 10 years lighter, ready to finally leave this circus behind?
No more bowing, no more commands, just a fishing rod and a quiet island with you.
They loaded dried fruit and fresh water into the tiny craft. The council beasts watched from the deep, not following, only waiting.
No tug on the scar. They're not calling me back. The chapter is truly closed.
With a gentle shove, the boat caught the breeze. No roar, no bow, just 2 people slipping away under a bright, ordinary sun. They hadn't sailed a league when a pod of young orcas surfaced, fins trailing like a question.
They're still drawn to the echo, but I need to show them the boundary. Return. Your shepherd is the council now.
The young beasts bowed their heads and sank beneath the waves, a goodbye older than words. On the distant shore, the council stood like a new reef, motionless, watching, guarding the peace they now carried.
No pulling thread, no burning scar. I am just a man on a boat.
That speck on the horizon, that's our island. The one we spotted from the dagger, you remember?
I remember. Let's go see if the fish are biting.
The wind filled the sail, and the boat turned toward the green dot, cutting a path through a sea that no longer obeyed them. Asahi didn't look back. The world behind was in good hands. Ahead lay an ordinary life, and that was miracle enough. The hull scraped white sand. Asahi jumped ashore first, then caught Risa's hand with a grin.
The beach smells of salt and wild mint. No beasts, no chant, just wind through palm leaves.
They lashed together a driftwood dock with old rope, laughing when a plank splashed into the shallows.
It's not pretty, but it'll hold a fishing line.
Then let's find out what's biting.
Side by side on the homemade dock, they cast lines into the clear water. No hurry. No names to remember.
The scar is just a mark now. like a tattoo of a story that's finished.
This is what you wanted, isn't it? No crowns, no commands.
Just this, and you.
From the sea, the island was a brushstroke of green on blue, and on it, two small figures, simply still. Days melted into the rhythm of tides. Sunrise brought fish, sunset, the scent of wood smoke from their small driftwood fire. One afternoon, a flicker of wings broke the routine. A sea harpy, clutching a polished spiral shell in its tiny claws.
The council sent it. They're checking on us, not calling me back.
The harpy landed on the dock, placed the shell at Asahi's feet like an offering, and chirped a single, bright note before lifting into the wind.
Even the messengers from the council have better manners than most pirates I sailed with.
The scar barely twinged, just a faint warmth, like remembering a friend.
They watched the harpy vanish into the gold horizon, then sat again on the dock as the sun slipped lower. Risa leaned her head against his shoulder, her breathing slow, her hand resting gently on his knee.
This is enough. This is everything.
The scar on his chest was now only a pale mark, almost invisible in the fading light. Dawn broke over the tiny island, painting the dock in gold. Two fishing lines stretched taut in the calm sea. A sudden tug, and Asahi laughed, reeling in a shining fish. Risa clapped from the edge, out on the water. A pod of dolphins arched and dove, wild and free, their fins slicing without bowing. The scar, now a faint silver thread, his face above it, peaceful. They walked barefoot along the wet sand, collecting shells, their footprints side by side. From the sea, the island was a green jewel. Seabirds circling above, the sky endless blue. The last light touched the almost invisible mark, and his eyes held the whole sea. The sea stretched to the horizon, calm and ancient, holding no chain. On the dock, they sat together, hands intertwined, the sun setting behind them, and the sea remembered its shepherd, not as a master, but as a friend who let it go.